I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Spring deals are popping up early at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 bags of Stay Green 2 cubic foot mulch for just $10. Plus, save $20 on an Ego 56-volt string trimmer, now just $199. Spring starts better when you save early. Don't miss out. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/18. Mulch offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Coldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
At the UPS Store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Wiebe Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by International Diamond Center, Domino's, Atlantic Roofing, Meldon Law, Los Linderos Tequila, Comfort Temp, Campus USA Credit Union, Pomodoro Cafe, Titan MRI and Imaging, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Radware, Fairlife Milk, Gator Trim Lights, Quality Plumbing, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker, and the Head Beer Coach.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Friday edition of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. Tyler's going to produce the broadcast today. We'll talk about a lot of different things today, a lot of Gator sports action here this weekend. We'll talk some national stuff as well. And we want to remind you, we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio with full-color landscape lighting. You can light your whole yard or event in orange and blue or any other color you'll want to. Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Visit GatorTrimLight.com to find out more. And we are, as always, fueled by our friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. make sure when you go see them, you tell them Sports Scene sent you. They're good people, been driving one of their vehicles for a year. You will be happy with the vehicle that you get. All of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971, the only injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law won't back down. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for being our first hour sponsor. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984, Quality Plumbing. Their name says it all. And all our callers, our guests, courtesy of Titan MRI on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. Same-day scheduling available. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Find out more, TitanMRI.com. Let us get to that phone line now. Our first guest today, Gators softball, 23-1 to start the year. Opens SEC play this weekend here. Tomorrow, in fact, Missouri comes to town. And we bring in Gabby Camilla now to join us and talk about the Gator softball team. Gabby, welcome, and then thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Pretty nice year for you, girl, so far. Hitting above 500. Things have gone well for you. What's been some of the keys behind your hitting success here?
Really just working with my coaches and trusting in my team that they're going to make me better. I've got a process down, and each and every day I come to the field and I continue that process and expand my knowledge, and I just work really hard with my coaches and leaning on my teammates for that support.
You had a good year last year. You're having a really good year this year. What's been the improvement? Why has that happened?
I think I've just voiced a lot of the things that I've needed, and I've worked really well with every single one of the coaches, just getting to know each other better on a personal level and just expressing my needs and what they can do for me, because I know that as long as I express what I need, we're going to work together and do what is going to help me be successful in the long run.
As a team, Gabby, what made you all success? I mean, 23-1 speaks for itself, but what's been behind that success?
I think it's just the bond we have with each other. We're all so close here. There's not a lot of us, but we're such a close group here, and sometimes we're on the field and we forget like we're playing a collegiate level of softball. I think it's so fun to play with each other. It's easier to play in those high competition games and competing against the best when you're just having fun with the person next to you. And we communicate really well with each other, expressing the needs we need from each other. If someone's not feeling the greatest, like that next person is going to pick you up regardless of what's going on. So we just do a really good job of leaning into each other and buying into each other.
How is it playing for Coach Walton?
It's so much fun. He's such a great coach. I mean, I couldn't see myself playing for anybody else. He's so much fun to play for, and he really understands us all on a personal level.
What made you choose Florida?
What made me choose Florida? I always wanted to, being from the Midwest, I always wanted to come down and play in the warm, and I knew SEC was always a dream of mine, and what better place than Florida? I mean, I get the warm weather, and then the coaching staff, the first day I got off the plane on my visit, it was just open arms with everybody, and it really felt like this is going to be my home away from home.
I don't know how Tim feels about this, but, sometimes when you start SEC play, okay, preliminary is over, you played 23, 24 games, now you're starting a new chapter. Is that how you're approaching this, or is it just, one more game to play, one more series to play?
Yeah, I think it's just one more game. We're taking all the games the same way, whether it's going to be preseason, postseason, whatever it may be. We're staying within ourselves, and we're just continuing on. It's just a game at a time. We're not taking any opponent differently than any. Like they're no different. We're just staying within ourselves and staying within our routine and working together really hard.
Gator softball, as you know, is very well attended. Really, really cool fans. The first time you saw and heard those fans, what was your reaction?
It was kind of like I was in a dream. You kind of see them on TV, and you just see these people like diehard Gator fans, and actually being able to be on the field with those people, like having your back and cheering behind you. Like sometimes it still doesn't feel real, and it's just like you really get to feel the crowd in yourself, and like these fans are rooting you on. Like it's really like a dream come true.
Gabby Camilla joining us here now, Gator softball players. Gators get set to host Missouri starting tomorrow, by the way, Saturday, Sunday, Monday series. Gabby, last two things. Take us into what your preparation is when you have a team come. In other words, Missouri's coming in. What's your preparation? Do you do a lot of tape work? What's your prep work like for getting ready for a series like this?
I mean, I try to not change a lot of things. I'm very routine. I like to have a schedule and follow that schedule. That's just how I've always been. I'll look at a little bit of film. I just don't want to get too caught up in certain things. And really, like, I just trust in myself. And, like, I've gotten here doing what I've done, and I just really trust in myself and my process going through everything, just taking it one day at a time and getting the reps I need, whether it be in the cages, on the field. And our coaches are so willing to hit extra reps to us if we're not feeling something. But I just really try to stay routine and stay within myself and just prepare the same way I would, whether it's the beginning of the season or the end of the season.
All right, I'm going to end. Fill in the blank, Gabby. If I wasn't a softball player, I'd be playing blank.
Volleyball.
Volleyball? Okay. Did you do that in high school?
Yeah. No, I played basketball in high school, but I just think volleyball is such like a high energy sport, and I feel like I bring a lot of energy here. So I think that's kind of up my alley, playing like a high energy sport. That's
pretty cool. I'm glad I asked that question. Gabby, thanks for taking time. Again, Florida opens SEC play Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Missouri coming to town, hoping to improve on a 23-1 start to the season. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Gabby Camilla, good player. Leads the team in hitting, by the way. She's hitting .514. That's like nuts. All right. We will open the phone line, 392-8255. The International Diamond Center email is srussell@wruf.com. International Diamond Center with all kinds of fine watches and jewelry. The official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Gator, man, what's happening?
What's going on, Steve? Who beat the softball team? I thought they was undefeated.
UCLA beat them.
UCLA? Oh, UCLA is pretty good. So
yeah,
I guess we'll be all right. But on to the game tomorrow. I got a few predictions. I think Bama beats Auburn 92-91. I think Duke get the revenge back on North Carolina 92-79. And I got the top 10 things to look for or not to look for in the Gator-Kentucky game. Number 10, look for Kentucky to come out hot. Number 9, don't look for the Gators to get many calls. Number 8, look for the Gators to weather the storm. Number 7, don't look for Aberdeen to go off. Number 6, look for the boogeyman to be in lockdown mode. Number 5, don't look for Kentucky fans to stay the whole game. Number 4, look for the Gator bench to keep improving. I think as a whole they have about 20 points. Number 3, don't look for the Golden one to have any mercy on Kentucky. And number 2, look for the Kentucky coach to keep crying like he's done all year. And number 1, look for the Gator to be like a drunk man at a gas station with a cigarette. And give me the Gator Train 89 and the Wildcat 75. You have a good day, Steve.
Gator man, thank you. Appreciate the call. Daryl's up next. Hi, Daryl.
Hey, good afternoon, Steve. I love Gator man. He's something else.
He is.
Steve, as far as the game tomorrow, you know, Steve, me being an older Gator fan, this game still means a lot to me because Florida really hadn't had a lot of success in Rupp, especially on senior day. So I'm looking forward to this game tomorrow.
Well, look, for everybody, and I hope people heard Ron Slay yesterday when he was here about resting players and all of that. Florida is not going to rest, I don't think, is going to rest players, number one, because as he pointed out, you finish this game, you get a few days off before they play in the SEC tournament. So there's your rest. Anytime you can beat Kentucky and Rupp is a feather in whatever team's cap to do it. It would cap off what's been a really, really good regular season. So it should and look, Kentucky has been up and down. They've had some injuries they've had to deal with. They would like nothing better than to knock off Florida on senior day. So we'll see.
Yeah. Steve, speaking of Kentucky, do you think, say, if they make early exit in the tournament, that Mark's Pope seat is really hot then?
No. I mean, it'll be hot for some people, but I would hope fans, and the ones with level heads, and administration would know they've been hit hard by injury. They really haven't had a healthy team most of the year. But I mean, if they were to, lose in the first round of the SEC tournament, or lose their first game, lose the first game of the NCAA tournament, that wouldn't help his cause. No.
Yep. And real quick, and I'll leave you this, Steve. Who do you think fan base is more expecting a lot every year, either Kentucky's basketball fans or Alabama's football fans? Which one's got the highest expectations?
I think they're about equal because think about it, right? Alabama has had its championship years. Kentucky's had its championship years. And because of all those banners, because of all the success, now, if you ask an individual fan based on that year's team, okay, maybe we think the Sweet 16 this year as opposed to maybe next year, hey, we're loaded, we would go to the Final Four. But, no, I think because of the success of those programs, both.
Okay. All right, Steve, look forward to the baseball game tonight.
All right, Daryl, thank you. Appreciate it. Yep, going to be High Point coming to town. And speaking of that, their coach, Joey Hammond, is scheduled to join us next. Dustin, I didn't see your question to ask Gabby. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. By the way, if you have Facebook Live questions, Tyler gets them to me, courtesy of Ruse Ogre State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. YouTube questions, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Spurrier does his banking. Founded on the UF campus, serving the community for 90 years. Back, and hopefully we're talking about High Point, Florida's opponent in baseball this weekend, as you listen to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF. Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45-plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but, man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late-model, low-mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
Gator Nation, ready to light it up? Gator Trim Light has already brightened homes and businesses across North Florida, and now they're bringing the heat with full color landscape lighting. Light up your palm trees, bushes, pools, patios, barbecue decks, everything in orange and blue. Whether it's a back porch retrofit or a full custom landscape install, Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Turn your patio into the ultimate victory zone and cheer your Gators on to a big win. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. Gator Trim Light. Let there be Gator Light.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the Year of the Horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Stop in now for their great lunch specials starting at just $13.99 at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their pressed ciabatta pesto chicken with fries, grilled chicken, assorted roast peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella, and pesto aioli.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've got what your taste buds are waiting for. And with 6 locations, there's sure to be one near you serving up warm hospitality and authentic breakfast, lunch, or dinner vibes whenever hunger strikes. So head over to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami. Visit miapalatincafe.com or stop by your nearest location today.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators basketball, right here on WRUF.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Gator Baseball taking on High Point here this weekend. They come in 7-6 on the year. It's the last weekend before the SEC starts. Pleasure to have High Point's baseball coach Joey Hammond joining us here on Sports Scene Live. Coach, welcome. Thanks for doing this.
I appreciate it. Happy to join.
All right, Gator fans going to walk in the park this weekend. Coach, see your team. What's gone well for you these first 13 games you've played? Tell us about your club.
Yeah, so I mean, again, a little bit of a mixed bag so far. Our starting pitching has been pretty good, from start to finish so far. And we've had our moments out of the bullpen, some pieces down there, but we're still trying to figure, some of those things out. And again, I think offensively we've flashed and had our moments of kind of the identity that we really want. And then, I think just like a lot of people at this stage right now, still trying to find the best kind of aggregate here to stack some quality at bats. But I think you'll see some energy. We like to kind of get after it and play with a fast pace and some energy and some compete. And my hope is that we'll show that this weekend.
You got a good team ERA. I'm sure you could think it could be better, but I think it's pretty good. But a lot of teams at this point have Friday, Saturday, Sunday guys. Some are still trying to settle. Where do you sit there?
Yeah, we feel good about our guys. Again, that's probably been a strength to this stage. And again, we've had a healthy competition through the preseason and the fall. We landed on our three guys that we felt like gave us the best chance, and so far they've kind of backed that up. And part of that was just again being able to utilize some other pieces in the bullpen. Thinking it'd give us the best opportunity. So really proud and happy of those guys, and hope to see the same as we head into conference play next week as well.
What do you see with this Gator team?
Man, we're just talent. I mean, obviously, they play the game the right way. I feel like positionally, they're really strong. There's athletes, and they can win in a multitude of different ways. And then, of course, obviously on the mound, it's arm talent. We played a Wake Forest team earlier this year, and I'm well familiar with them, having been there. And that was an incredibly talented, arm talent team. And there's a ton of similarities between these two, obviously, in every aspect of it. So it'll be a great challenge for our guys. We're going to need to rise up to that and meet it and play our style of baseball, regardless of the opponent and as talented as they may be.
And by the way, they played Wake Forest really tough earlier in the year. Defensively, Coach, tell me about your team.
Again, moving a couple things. We've had a pretty steady infield for the most part. We got some veteran leadership there, which I think helps, and the same thing with the outfield. Again, a veteran team out there. So it's an area that we really tried to pride ourselves on is being really efficient defensively. I think we're sitting in a really good spot so far. I think there's some connections between pitching and defense, and so obviously when we're pitching well, that bodes well. But we've got some stability there. I think we've got a couple guys behind the dish that we really trust and we like back there catching, which kind of helps solidify the game. And so, it will be a good challenge. We haven't played on natural surface yet. Certainly we do that quite a bit through the year, so this will be a great opportunity for us heading into next week on natural surface as well. So got a good work in last night. The tempo and the pace is a little bit different than the typical turf fields, but I like our skill set and trust that we're going to come out and be able to handle the ball.
You're going to get upper 80s, too. It's incredible how warm it's going to be this weekend here, but I guess it's better than 40 degrees, no doubt. Right?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. One of the things, too, that I always try to ask coaches I've not talked to before, sometimes there may be a player or two on the roster that you went into fall ball and maybe went into getting ready for the year that maybe you weren't counting on, that all of a sudden just played his way either on the mound or, part of the starting nine. Has there been a guy or two like that for you that's been sort of a surprise?
Well, I don't know if it's a surprise. We spend so much time with these guys that we have a pretty good sense and a pretty good feel for what they're capable of and maybe how they fit in. But I guess overall, when you're thinking about really from year to year standpoint, we've got, some quite a bit of new guys that weren't with us in the past. And so you can get a sense and a feel in the fall and in the spring when you're competing against yourselves. But when the lights come on and you're playing against somebody different, you tend to see some different things. And so Not so much in terms of returning players, but it's just been a great thing to again see, guys like Lane Allen, who's new to our program, and Willie Ponce. They've been staples of our position player group, and they're at the top of the order, and they give us quality at bats. And so it's good to see them get acclimated in our program and to our approach. Sojin O, again, another new addition to our offense. Provides us a spark there, and then again, to see it on the mound, we've got a couple of our weekend starters are newer guys, and so to watch Ty Brackbill, join our staff and give us a real good, performance each time so far, and Aiden Paul as well. So I don't know if it'd be a surprise. I think it's just pleasantly excited about some of the acclimation of some of our newer players.
I always try to ask in closing, Coach. Coach I've not had a chance to talk to before about some of the changes in college athletics. Some are good, some maybe not so good. But from your world, where you coach, what you do, what do you think of some of the changes that have happened in college sports?
Well, I think it's above my head to make a real opinion relative to whether I think it's good, bad, or indifferent for the sport. I think it's first thing is you acknowledge that it is different.
Yes.
But for me, it's an opportunity, and it doesn't change any of the things that why we got into this profession and why I love coaching in the first place. And so it's about solving problems. So whatever the circumstances are, that's what I love about good college coaching is it doesn't matter what circumstances you lay in front of us. If you really care about the development these student athletes and these young men and developing them on and off the field, then the circumstances and the playing field is the playing field, and it's irrelevant. So as much as I know that people are kind of clamoring about this new age, and rightfully so, I'm not ignoring the fact that there are some differences there, but I think those opinions are irrelevant for our profession. It is what it is, and it's going to change again. And so if you don't accept it and find a way to continue to move the needle and develop your guys and love on them, then you're going to be frustrated and angry all the time, and I think that's a waste of time. And so feelings are irrelevant, in my opinion, and they're real, but they're irrelevant when it comes to doing your job. And so from that standpoint, man, I love it. Listen, it's also the most talented college baseball has ever been. So for every aspect of it that it makes it a challenge, there's another one that just speaks to just how incredible this sport has gotten to as well.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you for doing it, and we'll see you this weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Coach. Joey Hammond, coach over at High Point. By the way, he was drafted when he played and spent a lot of his time with the Orioles. 8 years in the Orioles organization, 3 years in the Phillies farm system. He got to AAA. And he was an infielder, could play the outfield as well. So he's done a pretty nice job over there. We'll see what they bring to the table. They're 7-6, and their strength seems to be the pitching staff. Team ERA of less than 4.5 is pretty good. Okay, now here is the challenge. Barring anything, crazy, it's going to be us for the rest of the day. That's the challenge. You want to talk hoops? You want to talk whatever? We will. I'll have a couple of topics to throw at you, but now is your time. From yesterday, I kept these because I didn't have time because of the basketball game yesterday. Neo on YouTube questions brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Loved Ron Slay. Thought he came with a decent argument for Arkansas as the top in the SEC. Look what they did to Texas, but what I'll say is Florida's win over them looks even stronger. Yeah, it does. It does. CJ on Facebook, and again, those questions courtesy of Ruse-Ogre State Farm. Let's forget about what everybody else has to say about the teams around us. How good do you think this team is? Realistically, how far can they go? They can win it all. It's that simple. They can win it all. But I hope, look, there's nothing wrong with being disappointed if they don't, because the team will be disappointed if they don't. What do you think their expectation is? They're not thinking, let's win one game and go home. No, they want to win the whole thing. But it's all about matchups. It's all about who you get. Peyton, if Miami of Ohio goes unbeaten and wins the MAC outright, aren't they in by default? Yes, I think that's right. And I did not think they would stay unbeaten, and they still might not. But I don't care who it is, you got to give them credit. By the way, Florida Women's Golf is hosting the Gator Invitational over Mark Bostic this weekend. Good luck to them. Gator football, haven't talked much about that. And look, it's spring practice, but I will tell you this, the pace is different. There's even swearing now. You didn't, have that before. A little different. Now, the result, that we'll wait till, fall for that, but some really good things. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and then let's talk sports. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
March Madness is coming to WRUF.
It's football season, touchdowns and celebrations, and unfortunately, injuries. If you're injured, call Titan MRI and Imaging. No need to deal with long wait times and high costs to get your scans done. Titan MRI and Imaging will save you time and money. And the experience at Titan MRI and Imaging, much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. So if you need a scan, call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Werfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Monday, March 30th. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
Gator fans, get ready to raise a glass for a perfect cause. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is teaming up with UF Gymnastics head coach Jenny Rowland to bring you 2 brand new limited time drinks. Feel the heat with the fiery flip or stick the landing with the perfect 10 margarita. And here's the best part. $2 from every drink goes straight to support the Gator NIL Fund. Sip, support, and celebrate Gator greatness. But hurry, these signature drinks are only available for a limited time at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where Gators come to win. There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Coldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Good luck surviving the off-season, football fans.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Football's over, it's like a part of me just died inside. 200 days till football's back, but tonight I won't just cry, cause I've got a ways to play. And that's the place with Hard Rock Bet, I will survive.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
And I'm wondering how I get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me.
I pulled out that album yesterday, played it. That was the only hit off of it. But Jerry Rafferty later, Baker Street, etc., and then tragically took his life later on. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Let's get some calls. Byron's first. Hi, Byron.
Hey, Steve. Happy Friday, man. And Steve, I was listening to a show in Jacksonville. Patrick Young was on it, and I love him on your show. And he even mentioned Ron Slade. I missed Ron, man. I guess he's kind of like a Kentucky guy because they brought it up,
Tennessee
something like
guy.
that. But
he went to Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's something they were having. Yeah. But, they brought him up. But, you have some of the great – Steve, I don't need to tell you anymore. But let me tell you a funny story that they brought up. The two stories. Dan met a guy from Indiana, and I thought it was hilarious because I kind of been bringing that up. But he was like, Indiana is like a football school now, and the basketball teams pretty much sucks to those guys, the way he was talking. And he was laughing at Florida, which was a great football school, is now, more of a basketball school. That was him saying that from Indiana, not me. But, Steve, real quick, they also brought up a story about Dan was talking about when Melvin Turpin and those guys were here about the time when Eugene and them, and rest in peace, both of those guys, were here, how they kind of got the Melvin Turpin and them. And that was one of the biggest upsets for us to beat Kentucky back in that. I was playing along with those guys. I remember Sam Bowie and Minifield, those guys, because I was up in Kentucky in a while. But in that year, probably the 80, 81, 82 up in there. But real quick too, Steve, the story that's funny about Coach Billy Donovan, they were telling about how he was outworking all the other coaches, and they were saying he was cheating. He was all over town, all up there in South Dakota trying to get Mike Miller and other guys. But amazing how you were just talking to the coach and, how he didn't complain. But it's almost like everything goes. Could you imagine him getting in trouble for trying to recruit Mike Miller? But thanks for the call, Steve, and go Gators.
All right, thank you. Woody, hello.
Yeah, hey, Steve, I got a question. I'm not much really for spring practice, but I do have a question. I haven't heard anybody talk about it, and I was wondering if you don't know the answer, could you point me in the direction? My main concern about the football team is defensive line, specifically interior defensive line. Last I heard, we were short on bodies, and there's no portal opportunity that I know of to get guys. I was wondering if you heard anything about that, if they figured anything out, anything like that. You heard anything about our guys and our numbers there?
No, but they'll figure it out. I mean, the roster is what the roster is. So I don't believe. Summerall spoke the other day. Faulkner. I don't think anybody has specifically addressed that yet. But I'm sure after a practice here, when other coaches are made available, it'll get addressed. If it does, let you know.
I got to tell you, I winced way back when we lost the defensive lineman to Ole Miss, the guy with the unusual last name. I can't think of it right now. And because I knew we needed him. And, you can be great on offense, but you got to stop guys. And from what I hear, they got plenty of edge rushers, linebackers, and all that, but interior D-line, you got to be big and strong, and I haven't heard anything about it. I'm concerned. I wanted to ask you, are you going to follow the WBC? Anything interesting there that you're looking for?
Honestly, I've been asked this a lot. I don't follow it. Now,
me neither.
Do I look at it and see, what happened? Yes. Am I going to be, glued to see who does what? If Caglione does well or, whatever, I'll probably look at that. But no, I'm not. It's nice. It's a great event, but I'm not geared up about it.
For the longest time, it was really about the little guys trying to beat the USA. So now, I guess, now that our guys care more, there's a little bit more juice there in the competition. And I did hear one thing that I thought was really interesting. I saw an interview with Peter Gammons on Nesson, and he said one of the things that he finds the most interesting is the difference in play and style. And I'm thinking, what? I know Japanese pitchers have unusual deliveries. Japanese batters have, sort of a common batting stance. But Peter Gammons was talking about how, like, South Korean infielders field ground balls different than other people and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, really? So I thought, okay, maybe I can tune in a little bit and just watch for some of that national flavor. I mean, I've always known that Puerto Rico and Venezuela, they party a lot in the stands, and so do the Japanese. I think that's pretty cool for atmosphere. But I thought, okay, maybe I found something and I can kind of tune in a little bit more, just other than just checking the score.
Let me quickly do. Brad White. He mentioned 4 defensive linemen: Jaden Woods, McCray, Brendan Bett, and can they get the kid from Jacksonville State to transfer? He mentioned them as guys who have done well so far and in practice.
Well, I hope it just seems they're getting a little bit overlooked. I hope we hear more about it and that they actually have more bodies than we know about. There's a diamond in the rough there. We hadn't seen play much, because they're going to need bodies interior.
Do I think they could have used a couple of more bodies? Yes. Is it dire? No, I don't think it's dire. But that's where injuries come in. You can't afford to have that, as the season goes along. But, we'll see what happens during the spring here.
Used to be occasionally you'd see a guy go from D-line to O-line and O-line to D-line. I wonder if there's any extra guys that O-line guys that have played D-line before that might get a chance.
You don't see that a lot. I would say no.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Woody. Yep. Dustin found an article that Miami of Ohio had 75 teams turn them down to play after they won 25 games last year. Okay. Tampa Mike, interesting roundtable being hosted by the president today regarding the state of college sports. Some participating: Tiger Woods, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow. Yes, they were invited, as I understand it, by the president. Of concern is how money's corrupting the soul of college athletics and ruining amateur sport. Perhaps in the future you can get Urban or Tim on and get their takeaways from the meeting. Can't hurt. This issue has now reached the president. I do not get involved in politics on this show for a really good reason. But I will say, for a guy who is all about money, and whether you like him or don't like him, he is, that he's concerned about money ruining amateur sports. That amuses me. But again, you get those people in the room, doesn't hurt to get ideas. BB says, kind of worried about the game with Kentucky tomorrow. He has what he calls the March maybes. How many SEC teams maybe get past the first round? His: Mississippi State, Georgia, Kentucky, Florida, Arkansas, Tennessee. How many SEC teams maybe get past round 2? His: Kentucky, Florida, Arkansas, Tennessee. And the biggest maybe: how many SEC teams maybe have a relatively strong chance to reach the Final Four? He's thinking just Florida. I don't even venture into that. Here's why. Who do they play? What's the bracket? That's part of this. It isn't just, okay, who's capable. I mean, there's a lot of teams capable, but part of it, if you get a matchup that doesn't fit what you do, that has a lot to do with, maybe being successful or not being successful. Facebook Live question, courtesy of Ruzover State Farm. Trevor, you think the new football staff will stop the issue with injuries that Florida's had? They can't stop it. No coach, no staff can stop it. But can they do things a little bit differently in their training, nutrition, weight room, all of that? Yeah. But I don't know that you can stop the issue with injuries. Harry on YouTube, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, the baseball teams look very good this season. Think they have a better shot to make a deeper run compared to last year? Yes. With an asterisk. Health. Got to stay healthy. And that goes for any team. It's softball too, right? How healthy are you? But if they stay healthy, if they pitch, Cooper Walls wasn't great at Miami, but he was okay. But I like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday guys when they pitch. And if they do, the bullpen is deeper. The lineup is deeper. They have much more flexibility. So, I think there's good things. Patrick sent me something comparing production. Patrick, you want to email me and tell me what your end thing is here. I guess he's saying that the production's about the same when you add up, I guess, points per game, maybe, is what this is, with the starters. So, okay. It's coming from different places, certainly, Patrick, but yes, I get that. All right. 392-8255. You can email the show, srussell@wruf.com. Softball, as I said, begins this weekend, in the SEC, that is. Missouri coming to town. And don't forget, change your clocks this weekend, too. We'll lose an hour sleep, but gain an hour daylight. So that is certainly a good thing. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Let's talk more sports here on this slow Friday as you listen on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Nyla Close. With a 13-game win streak, Florida men's baseball will head into their final non-conference series of the season, taking on High Point this Saturday. Tune in to WRUF tomorrow at 3:55 as the Gators dominate the pitch. In other Gator news, spring camp has officially started for Florida football, and they have a new look. Players were issued new numbers this week, and Vernell Brown III speaks on his transition to number 1.
Originally, I wanted to stay in number 8, but obviously, as closer to those conversations, understanding the history of players who wore number 1, like Percy Harvin, Kadarius Toney, Ricky Pearsall. Just the pedigree and the expectation that comes along with 1 was ultimately why I made that decision. I couldn't stay away from what some people would call the pressure, but thriving and embracing that.
Florida men's basketball will wrap up the regular season Saturday afternoon on the road at Kentucky. For coverage, tune in to WRUF at 3:30.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Davis Gainesville Chevrolet is now Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC.
That's right, Coach. The all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC is an unbeatable team. New Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra, your choice, just $279 a month. Plus, nobody will pay you more for your trade than we will. At the all-new Gainesville Chevrolet and Gainesville GMC.
See you soon at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
24-month leases, 85-21 due at signing. No security deposit. Subject to lender approval. May include loyalty. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable. And when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
There's joy in every RV journey. Your journey starts at Central Florida's largest multi-dealer RV show. It's the Ocala RV Show, Thursday, March 5th through Sunday the 8th at the Ocala Horse Park, with hundreds of RVs on display with lifestyle booths. Adults $5, kids under 16 free. Thursday through Saturday from 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Seniors get $1 off Thursday. Military and first responders $1 off every day. The Ocala RV Show at the Ocala Horse Park.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Partly cloudy and very warm today, near record highs in the mid to upper 80s. There's a slight chance for an isolated late afternoon or early evening shower along and west of I-75, but those should be very few and far between. Starting out partly cloudy this evening, patchy fog developing overnight. Low temperatures mild for a Friday morning in the mid 60s. We'll make it to the mid to upper 80s again tomorrow afternoon. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Welcome back to Sports Scene, 392-8255. You can email the show, srussell@wruf.com. We got a whole another hour to go here. Don't forget all of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, the only injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law won't back down, and appreciate Quality Plumbing, sponsoring the first hour of the show. In business since 1984, their name says it all. And I want to give a shout-out to Gator Domino's. We've been having a lot of high school coaches on recently. When we do, they're proud to support our local high schools. There's a Domino's store in your neighborhood. You can call or click www.domino's.com today. And you can check out our daily clip of the day on WRUF, Facebook, and YouTube at WRUF, home of the Gators, brought to you by our friends at Fairlife Milk. Okay. I was actually going to bring this up during the lull time here when Florida is going to get a rest because of winning the SEC and when they play in the SEC tournament. But I wonder about this. On a scale of 1 to 10, okay, what is your fear of the NBA coming after the head men's basketball coach here? What's your fear with that? And remember, just because the NBA wants you doesn't mean that you go, right? Some coaches now, though, are starting to be fired. And this is interesting, too. I didn't know if you saw this. Financial penalties are going to be imposed on schools that don't follow the new player availability reporting process in the NCAA tournament. For the first time, teams required to submit player availability info for NCAA tournament games. If a school doesn't, it faces potential fines. The first offense, up to $10,000. Second offense, up to $25,000. Third offense, up to $30,000, and $10,000 for the head coach. And all penalties will be assessed after the tournament's over with. I think it's a good idea. And frankly, I don't know why that's not been done sooner. But, I get it, I suppose. Champ Week already starting. The A-Sun quarterfinal. Central Arkansas leads Bellarmine. The Big South quarterfinal. High Point leads Gardner-Webb. Also today, Missouri Valley quarterfinal. Drake and Belmont. Belmont's 26-5. The Big South quarterfinal, Charleston Southern, Winthrop. The Seton Hall plays St. John's tonight. And Monmouth, Ohio takes on Ohio. Because, again, Champ Week is upon us here. Those are the only two games that are in progress now. The Colonial, Northeastern plays North Carolina A&T this afternoon. The Big South, Charleston Southern, Winthrop. Florida Gulf Coast plays today against Lipscomb in the A-Sun quarterfinal. And the Citadel in Chattanooga, SoCon first round later on. Stetson is playing Austin Peay. Stetson's had a tough year. They're 12-20. Austin Peay is 21-8. That's the A-Sun quarterfinal. And in the Summit, Omaha plays South Dakota. And Dayton, Anthony Grant, is there. They're 21-9, 12-5 in the A-10. They play VCU. VCU, 23-7, and Anthony Grant's team, 21-9. That's a pretty good matchup. So those are some of the teams, some of the conferences involved early in Champ Week. SEC Women's Basketball Tournament is going on now. South Carolina leads Kentucky. We'll see if Carolina ends up winning it. Also, a couple of coaches have already been fired. Little Rock fired Darrell Walker after 8 seasons. The Trojans in the Ohio Valley. And I think another coach was also fired, Providence. Kim English to be fired after the season. He'll finish out Providence 14-16. And if you remember, Providence had a pretty good 2023, but then has not played well since. So there you go. Thanks in this first hour to High Point baseball coach Joey Hammond, Gator softball player Gabby Comina. We will do hour 2 with me just talking, I guess. But I'll do it, okay? Maybe we can, Tyler, play some more music or something. There just isn't anything I'm hitting on today because there's no controversy. That's why. That's what sports talk has devolved to, unfortunately. But it'd be nice just to talk a little sports for the second hour. We'll do that as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator Sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
It's a new year, kind of a new season, and Coach Steve Spurrier knows the importance of teamwork. any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Listen to the head ball coach and make the right play. Start your new year in a better financial place. Campus USA Credit Union. Check out campuscu.com. campuscu.com.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Ever dreamed of catching a touchdown pass from Tim Tebow or Danny Werfel, or taking a handoff from the legendary Steve Spurrier? Then you need to join the Florida Legends Experience on Monday, March 30th at the Alachua County at Celebration Point. You'll receive a personal video of your touchdown and a football signed by the Gator Legends. Enjoy an unforgettable day of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gaines, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by International Diamond Center, Domino's, Atlantic Roofing, Meldon Law, Los Linderos Tequila, Comfort Temp, Campus USA Credit Union, Pomodoro Cafe, Titan MRI and Imaging, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Radware, Fairlife Milk, Gator Trim Lights, Quality Plumbing, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker, and the Head Beer Coach.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Well, we've made it to Friday. Welcome to a Friday edition of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. By the way, just for grins, with everything going on, Tyler producing today, baseball, softball, women's golf, hosting the Gator Invitational. I'm sure there's more. Tell me your thoughts on the game tomorrow. The basketball game. What are your thoughts? Florida going to win? Florida going to lose? What do you think? We come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio with full-color landscape lighting. Think about lighting your whole yard in orange and blue or whatever. They can do that for you. They can do a full landscape install for you. They're really good at what they do. It makes your home game day ready. You can find out more online, GatorTrimLight.com. And always fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. The Cousins families run that business, ladies and gentlemen, for 45 plus years. Yeah. When you go there in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of the show. The second hour brought to you by the Florida Legends event. 3 Heismans, 2 events, 1 legendary day. Join Coach Spurrier, Danny Warfel, and Tim Tebow for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Alachua County Sports Center on Monday, March 30th. Get your tickets or find out more info at www.fllegends.com. That's www.fllegends.com. Speaking of all of our sponsors, thank you for sponsoring Sports Scene. If you want to be a sponsor, we'll make room. Love to have you. All you have to do is contact Freddie. He'll take care of it. 352-284-3733. And while you're having lunch, listening to Sports Scene, think of the places you can go that have great food that sponsor us, like Domino's, P.F. Chang's, Pomodoro, Miapa, and, of course, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Great places to go. All right, we will take emails, International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. Titan MRI Imaging sponsoring our phone calls, people on the line. So let's get it going here. We've got YouTube questions, and they are courtesy of our friends at Campus USA Credit Union. NJ Gator. What matters is how Xavier plays. I think he's the most impactful player on the team for tomorrow and for the tournament. Gators can go far only if he plays like he has recently. Interesting. YouTube question, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. I don't think Todd can develop like he wants in the NBA. I think he really loves that part of the process. Here's the other thing, and here's the pros and cons of going to the NBA. You don't have to recruit in the NBA, obviously. But you don't necessarily get to pick your roster. Or in college, you can. All right? Front offices do that. I want this guy. Well, we can't afford him. So, there's downsides certainly to that. Al on YouTube, will a loss to Kentucky prevent the Gators from being a 1 seed even if they do well in the SEC tournament? If they win the SEC tournament and lose to Kentucky, I still think, and again, remember, what does everybody else do too, right? We're doing this in a vacuum. Florida has a shot still, I think. Facebook Live question from Mike. Hope Florida ends up with UConn in their bracket. I don't want them to play any of the big 3, meaning Michigan, Arizona, or Duke. What bracket do you want to see them in? Well, if you're right now, this could change in a week or two. But if you assume those brackets, probably UConn has struggled the most of those teams. So maybe that. I see your point. Tampa Mike, International Diamond Center email. I'm not sure if a 1 or a 2 seed matters. Would be nice if they went out, but either way, I think the knockout round is going to come down to a tough Sweet 16 round game and then likely a matchup against UConn and Washington for a trip to the Final Four. First 2 round games in Tampa, regardless of seed. Yes. Todd, I give it a 5 for Golden. Anything is possible for the NBA, but from what I gather, he loves to play golf and his kids are young. I think he could be on the same path as Billy Donovan. Pay him whatever he wants. Wouldn't that be nice? I want this. Okay, you got it. BB, you're 1 to 10 for leaving for the NBA. A 10. Coach Golden is too smart, too able to adapt the game to personnel changes, too energetic and tenacious for the NBA to not come courting him. I predict he'll definitely get offers. Wish him the best, whatever he decides. The happiness he's already brought Gator fans is priceless. Well, I do hope this. If he were to go, I would hope Gator fans would send him off with grace, with appreciation for what he's done here. Because look, if he's getting more money, if he gets some player control, right? Billy Donovan left for the NBA. Now, has he been successful in the NBA? He's been okay, but not great. But, you know, he's set for life, is he not? So I just think, you know, nothing wrong with that. But it's going to be a long show, Tyler. This is the first time since August, really, that it's been like this. Because, again, there's nothing wrong. There isn't. And that's good, I guess, in a way. But it's also bad because people just don't talk sports. It's sad. That's the change over 28 years, whatever it is, that just don't do it anymore. It looks like in the NFL, the Raiders are going to release Geno Smith. And you can see why, right? That'll open up $8 million in salary cap space. And that is, I'm going to get somebody on next week, maybe Herm Edwards again, because he's been through it. You know, what teams are doing now. Pro days are coming up. They're evaluating people. They're looking at their roster, looking at who they may be thinking of drafting or what positionally they will do drafting and go from there. By the way, SEC women's basketball tournament, South Carolina is blowing Kentucky out. It's 55-33 in the third quarter. Duke has already won. They beat Clemson today, 60-46. So Florida will not make the NCAA tournament. We'll see if they go to the WNIT. That should happen, and then we'll see what Kelly Ray Finley's future will be. And hopefully it's okay for her. I think they're getting close, but at some point you got to produce. And how about Jason Tatum coming back for the Celtics? That makes that team really dangerous. The Celtics have been really good without Tatum. Imagine with him, yikes. Pretty good. All right, let's go to our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Mark, hello. Mark, go ahead. No? Okay, not there. Are the phones acting up? Okay. Got to make sure our phones are working here. All right, Tyler's going to make sure they are. We've had this problem before, but we'll make sure we get it right, fix it. Brandon, I think UF fans should be very concerned of the NBA coming for Golden. Definitely a 10. He's been highly successful in a short time here, all part of the process. Happened before as recently with Brad Stevens, Fred Hoiberg, even Billy. It's on him if he can completely satisfied with being a college coach, which is a great gig. Yeah, it is a very good gig. All right, see if we can get Andrew here. Andrew, hello.
Hey, good afternoon, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, from I guess we all know that the Gators are going to play their final regular season game against the opponent, Kentucky, over there at Rupp Arena. And I wanted to run this by you. Kentucky, needless to say, has a potential.
Are you there?
Hey, yeah. Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, Bernard. Steve, I've been in and out of the office, kind of like reminds me when doing the football season, people be saying when Lane Kiffin gets here, this Todd Golden has only been here, 3-4 years. Billy Donovan was here almost 20 years. This guy's a top-notch coach, and we're lucky to have him. I could see him going to the NBA, Steve, but I think it's a little early for that. with his tenure at the University of Florida. I would think we would have him another probably at least double-digit years before he entertains thoughts about the NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. I don't pretend to think like Todd Golden thinks. But first of all, there are no guarantees from here on out with Florida. You never know what's going to happen, right? He's as hot now as he's probably going to be. So do you strike while that iron is hot if you're him? Or do you say, hey, I like coaching college, and I'll worry about the NBA later? So I think it all just depends on what a coach, wants to do. And we've seen the history of college coaches going to the NBA. It's been mixed. Some have been good. Some hadn't worked out. I don't think he would go. That's just my opinion.
I think Steve, he to me, he comes off as a guy, and you have to have that belief that you are the best. I could see him, the NBA is the top. That's the top rung. And I could see him being there one day, testing his coaching ability against those guys. But I don't think the time is now. I think it's too early for that. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't know the guy. I don't have any inside information. I just think we need to sit back and enjoy this thing. I just think Florida Gator fans are constantly in a perpetual state of worry about stuff that I don't think we need to worry about. Steve, you take care and have a great weekend, okay?
Yep. Bernard, thank you. Appreciate your call. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I got a question. I've got a tea party next week, and I've got Alex Ovechkin from the hockey world. I've got Shohei Ohtani from the baseball world. I have Michael Jordan from the basketball world. My question is, who do I invite from the football world? Because unlike those sports where they play both offense and defense, do you know who's the best overall? In football, there's nothing like that. So who would you invite for your fourth guy if you had a tea party like that?
Okay, I missed the first part of that. A tea party, you said?
A tea party, yeah. I'm having a tea party, and I've got Alex Ovechkin from the hockey world coming, and I've got Michael Jordan from the basketball world coming, and Shohei Ohtani from the baseball world, getting all the best in the world together. So now I'm trying to figure out who I want to invite from the football world. I can't figure out who the best player in the world is because there's no one that plays both offense and defense that's really top notch.
Well, but it doesn't mean just because one player plays offense and not defense or vice versa, it doesn't mean he may not be the best football player. Do you see what I'm saying?
So who would you invite?
I would have to think on that. I don't know top of my head that there's a guy in the NFL that sticks out to me. In other words, where I could just go like that, right? So,
right.
If you're saying all time,
yeah,
I'm biased because of who I saw the greatest. For example, I don't know if he would be the greatest player, but Jim Brown was the best running back I ever saw. Now, you could make a case for Walter Payton, a bunch of other guys. He had a rare combination of speed and power that I was in awe of when I was growing up. So he would have been probably the guy in football, top of my head, that I would invite. But if you gave me an hour, I could probably give you 15 more people because I would have time to think about it.
Gotcha. Okay. Just checking.
Sure.
You have a good day.
Thank you, Mark. We'll take a break. We'll come back. That's an interesting question. That's a summertime question. Like, if you had one person, you could, whatever. And part of that is, when you were growing up, was that person a hero? What is all? But it's a fun thing to do. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More Sports Scene coming up as you listen to Sports Scene live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Harper Bowman. Florida baseball is prepping to try to tack another win onto their 13-game streak. The number 9 Gators will be facing High Point in a series this weekend. Follow Game 1 tonight with WRUF starting at 6:25 p.m. Gator softball is gearing up to enter its first SEC series. Florida will be taking the home field against Missouri tomorrow for Game 1. Get coverage of the game with WRUF at 12:40 p.m. In other Gator news, Florida football has started their spring practice for the upcoming season. Defensive coordinator Brad White wants his team to focus on building their grit.
So you can sense that they want it. There's an urge, an eagerness to go do it. At times, they push through the hard. At times, maybe not so much. And we've got to learn how to stiffen that we don't break so easily.
White is entering his first season in Gainesville.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Gator Nation, ready to light it up? Gator Trim Light has already brightened homes and businesses across North Florida, and now they're bringing the heat with full color landscape lighting. Light up your palm trees, bushes, pools, patios, barbecue decks, everything in orange and blue. Whether it's a back porch retrofit or a full custom landscape install, Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Turn your patio into the ultimate victory zone and cheer your Gators on to a big win. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. Gator Trim Light. Let there be Gator Light.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
It's a new year, kind of a new season, and Coach Steve Spurrier knows the importance of teamwork.
Any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Listen to the head ball coach and make the right play. Start your new year in a better financial place. Campus USA Credit Union. Check out campuscu.com. campuscu.com.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Just after sunrise, the lake is glass. No traffic, no noise, just you, a cup of coffee, and open water. That kind of peace isn't far away. With Radiant Credit Union's flexible boat financing, competitive rates, and quick approvals, you could be on the water sooner than you think. Make some waves with a boat loan at Radiant Credit Union. But hurry, our special rates only last until March 31st. Apply today at radiantcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Opportunity Lender.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Albuquerque. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
All right, welcome back to Sports Scene. Let's get Mike first. Mike, hello.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Good, sir.
Hey, I got three things to talk to you about. One, first thing, basketball. Everybody talks about everybody else's defense except the two that I've been watching when they get on the court is Irvine and Brown. And Irvine doesn't have the physical tools, but I believe he's like a gnat. He's just in your face all the time and really gets with it on defense, and so does Brown. Brown's got the tools, but Irvine just overextends himself because, as far as being a defensive guy, because he doesn't have the tools. And I was just wondering if you've seen the same thing. He's playing much better defense this year than I've seen him play at all.
Well, I think the most underrated thing about Florida is their defense. Because if you look in the SEC, the last time I checked, Florida's the number 2 team in the league in defense. And I don't think people realize that. And Florida, I believe, is like 5th or 6th offensively.
I think they're 5th.
So where does Florida make its hay? On defensive end. And I think that's really overlooked as to what Florida does, within the league.
Right. And the second thing, I don't know if you've been out to practice or not, but I was impressed last year when I want to say his name right, Jabari Flowers, cornerback, freshman last year. I thought he came in and did exceptionally well when he had to come in because the other one got injured, and he was the backup to one of the cornerbacks. But I thought Jabari Flowers did an exceptional job for being as small and as young as he is.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And the other thing was I'll go on to the other thing. We got a local guy that grew up here, was friends with Terry Jackson, and he went to PK Young, and he's on the bench as like the 3rd or 4th coach down on the Iowa State basketball team. But he's one of the coaches on the team. I never hear him mentioned in any of the shows around. His name is Micah Byers. And I thought maybe he needed to get some accolades, and maybe you might be able to get him on, and talk to him when they get in the tournament and ask him about Iowa State. I'm not a State fan, but I am a Micah Byers fan.
All right.
All right, Blake. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Yep. Go from Mike to Michael. Michael, hello.
Hey, Steve. How's it going?
Good, sir.
I wanted to rewind for a second. For the Miami series, I wanted to ask, did you like that balk call? I really felt like, it was such hairline in that 6th or 7th inning, I believe, that I didn't love it, even though it inched us forward. What did you think of that call?
I didn't love it either. But apparently Florida had noticed it before it was called. They barked to the umpire that, hey, he's not setting, he's rolling through, he's not setting. If you watch, I got to watch it, we were doing the game live, obviously, with no television. Well, the next day I saw video of it, and I'm not sure I would have called that. It was pretty close.
And when I saw the same thing, I felt like give the ump some props of like not delaying and calling it right away when I saw that angle. But at the same time, I was like, and I love what you always say, if it's a foul or a ball, 9th inning, 2 outs. Right? I agree with that, but I agree. I think it was so hairline. I don't think I would have called it either.
Yep, but again, I got the next day we were at team meal, and I was told that the dugout did notice that. So credit the dugout. If the umpire didn't notice it, they made him aware of it, so he looked for it, and Florida got the call.
Yeah, I love that. The second question is, when it comes to this Kentucky game and the SEC tournament, I think it's very minuscule of that continuing on. And I think, the question is like, do they play or do they kind of just go through it?
They play.
But again, it's still a rivalry game. I think it matters. Growing up in Kentucky, it matters to me for sure. They beat us for so many years and have been so good. I think the key to the game is not letting Chandler get loose or letting Aberdeen really dictate the pace of the game. And I 100% agree with you. I think this team, if Chinyelu doesn't produce and in the offseason like he has, man, we wouldn't be anywhere without our defense. Not that our offense is bad, but, man, that defense sets the tone, and it allows our offense to play freely and lead and play and not to freak out because they've missed a couple shots. So I totally agree with that.
All right. Appreciate your call, Michael. Thank you. No, I think Florida plays. They play big time. Because, again, you heard Ron Slay say this yesterday. He was right. Florida's going to get a big rest because they don't play early in the SEC tournament. So, no, they will do everything they can. And by the way, Kentucky is not a bad defensive team either, but they've not been a particularly good offensive team. So we'll see what happens. We'll get Robert next. Robert?
Hey, do you think if Michigan would have lost last night, the Gators would have a little more emphasis to beat Kentucky to move into that 1 seed? And the other comment I want to make is, if Micah would have made one more free throw, he could have had a double-double on his senior night. But I got to tell you, Steve, I'm enjoying this ride. For anybody to beat Florida right now, they're going to have to play great because I don't see this team laying an egg anytime soon. And if one of those teams beats us, hats off to them. But they have a hell of a team this year, and the level of improvement from Irvine and Rubin and even Isaiah Brown. Tell me, Isaiah Brown's brother, what's his status? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, Steve.
Okay, I have no idea what his status is. I'm just being honest. I don't know. But I'll say this. If Michigan had lost, I don't think it would matter. They're going to play hard Saturday. And Michigan played Iowa. I think they won by 3 or 4 last night, I believe. And it's funny. I looked at the box score. They took only 12 threes. That's all. They made half of them. We'll take a break, come back. Final half hour, still plenty of time to hear from you as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
The NCAA Tournament is coming to WRUF this March.
It's no fun being injured. The last thing you want to deal with is long wait times or high costs. Well, guess what? You don't have to thanks to Titan MRI and Imaging. The experience at Titan MRI and Imaging is much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. And they accept insurance. So if you need a scan, save time and money and call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Werfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Monday, March 30th. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a 3rd-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. where quality rises above.
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've got what your taste buds are waiting for. And with 6 locations, there's sure to be one near you serving up warm hospitality and authentic breakfast, lunch, or dinner vibes whenever hunger strikes. So head over to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami. Visit miapalatincafe.com or stop by your nearest location today.
The best conversations happen with Los Linderos tequila, like this recent conversation between 2 Gator legends.
Coach, you know what always impressed me? How you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spur's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Linderos tequila. Aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
March Madness is coming to WRUF.
It is no doubt coming. The Florida Legends event sponsoring the second hour here of Sports Scene today. We got plenty of time, about a half an hour to hear from you. 392-8255. That's our Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. Tony's up. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for taking my call. I think that the Rupp Arena is going to be loud. It's going to be maybe even a little bit nasty, but I think that this team will feed off of that and really play a lot harder. I think, especially the more experienced 6 guys, and I think that environment will help the younger guys in the NCAA tournament, because I think Rupp is going to be tough with the crowd.
Sure, it'll be tough, but Florida's played in arenas that were tough. You know, they look at the games they played early in the year. They weren't home. That's not. I don't think Monday, when we do Hoop There It Is with Mark Wise, we're going to say the crowd intimidated Florida. I'd be shocked if that was the case.
Oh no, I think that it's going to turn them on. I think that they're going to get excited. I think they're going to play even harder.
I got you. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes,
I think this group's like that. Yeah,
agreed.
But I think the younger guys having this experience in a place like Rupp is going to be good for them.
Sure, it is. But they've played in hostile environments. They know what it is, and think about it. They're the defending champions. So, wherever they go, they're going to get somebody, most of the time, somebody's best whack, and they've been through it all year long. So I'd be stunned if they were intimidated in some way.
Oh, me too. I just think guys like Brown, who haven't played that much and who didn't play in the beginning of the season, but will experience this, it's going to be great for them.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate your call. Bob says, I know the softball team's 23-1, lone loss against UCLA. They demolished Gator pitchers, scored 15 runs. Are you concerned? No, I'm not concerned. I will be concerned if that continues. But look, Hall of Famers don't always pitch shutouts. But we'll see. He also says, Todd, may think about the NBA if we win the title this year. He won't have the players to repeat next year. His NBA stock will never be higher than now. William, why do you think the women's basketball team is getting close? She's been 5-11 in league play 4 straight years, including this one. Time to move on. I just see the roster getting a little bit better. Now, will they get NIL money? Will they get what South Carolina gets? I don't know. And it will be interesting to see if she is kept. He said this when Mike White was leaving. Gator fans should never accept mediocrity. And the women's program isn't mediocre, it's bad. Top Jimmy, hello.
Good day to you, Mr. Russell.
Hello.
Quick WBC update for you. Cuba's leading Panama 3-1 in the 7th, in case you care. And I know you've kind of announced already that you don't. Just was hoping to get a chuckle out of you there.
Yeah, I mean, good for Cuba. Okay. Viva Cuba. All right.
But why are they doing this now, right in the midst of spring training? That's what I don't understand. This.
Well, when else would you do it?
I don't know. I guess there's no other time to do it, I suppose. Okay, I guess that makes sense. As far as tomorrow, everybody on the roster's got to be ready to play. And here's my exception to that is if Coach Golden and Thomas Houck decide, I know they'll tape him up and get him ready to go. But if he feels like he's not go, take your extra rest, because I think they can go romp some rough butts tomorrow. If they play, if everybody else plays up to their levels. Agreed or no?
Yeah, I get it. I get the feeling House going to play.
Okay.
And even if he doesn't, Florida will still put out effort. But I just think they're being cautious with him. You should be. You want to have him fully healthy when you make your stretch run. But look, that's what they have trainers for. And he knows, how healthy he is. So, but I just get the feeling he's going to play.
That he's going to go, yeah. Like you said, that's an athlete knows how their body works and feels it, and if they are uncertain, they'll let somebody know. Your opinion on the hiatus for the Olympics involving the NHL. Bolts have come out of it a little bit sluggish. They're like 3-2 or 2-3 since the Olympic break. Do you feel that it interrupts the season?
Well, it does interrupt the season.
When the Olympics. Well, but as far as it only happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
So,
but when it happens, it does interrupt the season. That's obvious.
Okay. All right.
If you're asking me, does it affect teams differently? Sure, it does. If you're playing great hockey, you don't want to stop, right? And conversely, if you're kind of struggling, okay, we can regroup, get healthy, let's go. But, yeah, when you have that, it's going to disrupt the season. That's just how it's done.
Okay, understood. And then lastly, other than your interest in Florida at Kentucky tomorrow, I didn't know Michigan played last night. I did watch the Michigan State game, and that ended up being a thriller at the end because Rutgers made a tremendous comeback. What's your most intriguing college basketball matchup tomorrow other than Florida, your interest in Florida, Kentucky?
I would have to look at the entire schedule because I haven't done that, obviously. What I do look at, I'm kind of a hoops junkie when it comes to Champ Week. I like looking at games and teams that I don't get to see a lot. Because I like to watch them play. Like I've never seen, like right now, Bellarmine and Central Arkansas are playing. Well,
I didn't even know that.
They're not on TV, but if they were, I'd like to see that just because it's somebody different, in what you have. And so, St. John's is playing today. Miami's playing. Ohio is playing Ohio today. That's a game I'm looking at. That is going to be on ESPN too, I think.
The Red Hawks are playing tonight for 30-0 or 31-0?
Yep, against Ohio. I think it's at Ohio, I believe.
All right.
So I'll be looking at that.
I'll definitely tune that one in.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, and Coach Golden to the NBA, I think right now he's got to set his feet down right here and do what he's doing because he's doing it pretty damn well. I know the enticement for – you've been a coach. Is there always that thing in the back of your mind that says, I can coach at this level, I know I can coach at the next level, that motivates them or motivates you or to potentially consider that? And I'll leave that and hear your thoughts off there.
Right. Thank you, Top Jimmy. Obviously, it depends on the coach, but sure. Look, there are some coaches who will coach in college and that's it, who turn down NBA offers because they want to be a college coach. There are some, just like if you're a college football coach and the NFL calls you, part of you for some people, you want to see if you can coach at the highest level of a sport. Pro sports is the highest level of a sport. Period. It is. So, if you have confidence in yourself, if you have pride in yourself, if you think you can do that, then yes, that's certainly a challenge that is there. But there are some who prefer, I'm staying in college. I don't want to go anyplace else, and that's okay. YouTube question, Neo. And again, YouTube questions courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. I think Florida wins in a close game, 83-77. Trevor on Facebook, courtesy of Ruse-Oakwood State Farm. Gators have the best athletic department with so many teams in the top 10. People don't have anything to complain about. Well, I mean, you can nitpick, but I don't know of a school ever, that's had every one of its teams in the top 10. Maybe you could look up on Google, see if that's ever taken place, because it may be in the course of a time in a season that happened, but I know it hasn't happened at the end of a season. I mean, think of how remarkable that would have to be, where every single sport ended up in the top 10. And I'm not going to ask this question, but I want you to ponder it. What would you consider right now to be Florida's weakest sport? And then whatever that sport is, what would be the next weakest sport? Just curious. By the way, before I forget, I was hoping I could contact him. My son, for those who don't know, in college worked for Billy Donovan. He worked in the video staff, and it was so much fun going with Drew to a Final Four and getting to be with my son. It was pretty cool. Well, if you look at a football game or a basketball game, Drew has a camera, and he's working. He was at the game the other night, and he said a fella came up to him and said hello. That fella was Larry Vattel, who started this show way back when. Larry and I went to school together, been down a road or two together. Larry was kind enough to come talk to my son, and Drew told me he had spoken to him. And then at the baseball game the other night, my buddy Bobby D said, hey, look who's here. And I looked, but I couldn't see him. So, Larry, if you're listening, hope you had a good visit. I'm not even sure if he's still here. I was hoping to get him on today. Tried to email him, but we couldn't connect. But, again, Larry and I go back a long way. He started this show. I don't know how many years ago it was a lot. So he and I have been the only two hosts of this thing, and he gets credit for starting it. We'll take a break, come back. We'll wrap up today's sports scene as you listen on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Nyla Close. Number 9, Florida Baseball will enter their final non-conference series of the season, taking on High Point in a 3-game set this weekend. WRUF coverage will begin tonight at 6:25, carrying over into the weekend with sets you won't want to miss. Florida football is back to work this week as the team takes on spring camp. Coming off a recent foot injury, wide receiver Dallas Wilson speaks on his recovery and the motivation of camp as a whole.
I'm very competitive, so when they just let me go, I go out there and have fun, because seeing everybody working, I'm like, well, why can't I do it? All the coaches pushing you, and then you got players out there pushing you, so it was great. I really wasn't even worried about my foot when I was out there.
In other Gator news, as recent SEC champions, Florida men's basketball is on the road today, wrapping up their regular season against the Kentucky Wildcats. For coverage, tune in to WRUF Saturday at 3:30.
He's got the 1966 Heisman Trophy, the 1996 National Championship Trophy, and 7 SEC trophies. Now he's got a new trophy, a can of beer. Steve Spurrier was the head ball coach. Now you can call him the head beer coach. Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager is available in 16-ounce cans at Gator games and stores all across Gainesville. You can also get it in the can or on draft at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Refreshing in all kinds of weather, Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager, a legend in a can.
Attention local and regional CDLA drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at pritchettrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville and you'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Davis Gainesville Chevrolet is now Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC.
That's right, Coach. The all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC is an unbeatable team. New Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra, your choice, just $279 a month. Plus, nobody will pay you more for your trade than we will. At the all-new Gainesville Chevrolet and Gainesville GMC.
See you soon at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
24-month leases, 85-21 due at signing. No security deposit. Subject to lender approval. May include loyalty. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
When you need insurance, you'd like to get great coverage for a great rate, right? The big companies tell you they will, but how can you be sure? With Ann Tom's Insurance, you're not navigating coverage choices alone. Ann Tom's is an independent agent with 35 years of experience representing over 45 companies. Having an independent agent makes a real difference. It's that simple. Ann Tom's is local and independent, not just a phone bank. Go to atomsfl.com or call 352-275-9203.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Partly cloudy skies for us this afternoon, near record heat, highs in the upper 80s. By the evening, we do have a chance for a few sea breeze showers and thunderstorms, mainly along I-75. Patchy fog tonight, lows in the mid-60s. Hot for our Saturday and Sunday, highs both days in the upper 80s. And each afternoon and evening this weekend, we'll have a chance for a few popcorn sea breeze showers. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
All right, we wrap up Sports Scene for today and the week. By the way, the pitching on paper for the baseball matchup, High Point 7-6. There are three starters, ERA 2.08, 3.26, 3.45. Pretty good. Florida's 3.77, 0, and 3.97. I don't have a first name here. Thinks the weakest sport for Florida is football, followed by women's basketball. That's interesting. Again, I want to thank all of our sponsors, Meldon Law, all our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, the only injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. They won't back down. And lots of questions today via email and YouTube and Facebook and all that. So thank you for all of those. And, of course, all the calls on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. We got maybe, 3 or 4 more minutes here, so it's still time to hear from you. By the way, it's interesting when this last game is for Florida men. The Gators are on a 10-game winning streak and 2 straight 100-point games. I looked this up. I don't know that that's ever happened. They've got 5 100-point games this year. That does tie a team record. And once again, what they do, their rebounding margin is almost plus 15. It leads the nation. Second in offensive rebound percentage. Third in second chance points per game. Pretty good. And how about, if you want to do numbers, in this 10-game winning streak, Florida is shooting nearly 53% from the floor in this 10-game winning streak and holding teams to 38% from the field. Florida is shooting 37% from beyond the arc. Opponents are shooting 30% from beyond the arc. Florida's outscoring its opponents by an average margin of 23 points a game during the win streak. 7 of the 10 games have had 19-plus points win this thing. That's pretty good. And it's only the second time in program history that Florida's coming off back-to-back 100-point SEC games. The last time occurred when I was in school. That's how long ago that was. And that was a long time ago. So just to give you some numbers as to what that is, pretty interesting. One final email, and we will say goodbye. Frank says, if you had to rank the top 5 coaches in men's college basketball now, would Todd Golden be among them? Yeah? Again, are you doing this based on longevity? For example, Rick Pitino is one of the best because he has all those wins. Is he the best? Is he in the top 5 now? I don't know. But you get where I'm going? Do I think Golden's in one of the top 5 currently? Probably. I mean, Izzo, I get all that, but I don't know how you don't include him in that. I just think you have to when it comes to that. But that's, those are fun debates to have when you do. It all comes out in the wash. All right. That is it for Sports Scene today. Thanks to Tyler for producing it. Thanks to you for consuming it. The Sports Lab gang is next. Make sure to stay tuned for that. I will talk to you on Gator Baseball this weekend. And then Monday, Hoop, there it is with Mark. And then we'll do Sports Scene right after that. Enjoy your weekend and wear shorts. It's incredible how warm it is out this time of the year here. You're listening to WRUF. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Steve Russell. See you Monday.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators basketball, right here on WRUF.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more